Okay, so this is me doing my Stumpy long nose impression. Just starting off the program, putting in the details of the kid so we can then save all information about them. Yeah. Okay. Just connect. Okay. So it's got this little intro bit. Ridiculous animation. Don't know if you recognise the theme tune.
My name is Charlie. Can you find the pictures?
Okay, so each little test starts.
Touch the ball.
So you got to press something. In this case, I'm pressing the space bar, though you can't see it. But if you're doing it on the touch screen, I guess there'd have to be some other way of controlling it. So touch the ball. So I'm going to use the mouse, and so you touch it, and you get a little animal and a jingle.
Touch the biscuit.
Obviously, if you touch elsewhere, nothing happens. So that's just training the kids to use the touchscreen. Obviously, you might want to make that go longer if the kids weren't getting it and keep repeating it until they got it right.
Touch the house.
Yeah. So at this stage, they just keep going until they get it right.
Touch the house.
I can press the spacebar again and make them listen to the instruction again.
Touch the tree.
Again, so we get it right.
Touch the bed.
No idea what that theme tune is.
Touch the red apple. Touch the banana.
So now there's a few more choices. So you get a second chance. I don't
Touch
think
the chicken.
you get more than two chances if you touch. Yeah, it just moves on to the next one.
Touch the scissors. Touch the rabbit.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Touch the green car. Touch the big coin.
So it's getting slightly more complicated
Touch the camera.
or more difficult things.
Touch the cow.
But the programming is essentially still the same.
Touch the old man. Touch the woman that is running. Touch the man that is throwing.
So one thing you'll notice is that the arrangement is different, like the objects are in slightly different places on each screen. And I think the reason for that is that what we found sometimes is if you always have the objects in the same place, then sometimes kids get kind of stuck on always pressing the same location. So they would, if they would click this one and then the next one, they would just keep on clicking in that position. So having them a bit jumbled up on the screen actually helps them. It makes them kind of do something different on each trial.
Touch the empty cup.
Yeah, there we go.
Touch the boot. the hand that is writing. Touch the rabbit that is next to the star. Touch the small blue fish.
So now it's getting more complicated because we've got kind of a combination of things. It's got to be small and blue.
Touch the fish that is underneath the star. Touch the box that is not open. Touch the cat that is above the star. Touch the dog that is below the star. Touch the flower that is not yellow.
Okay, this is one where it starts to get more complicated because there are multiple keys or touches you have to do.
Touch the baby before you touch the leaf.
So, baby, and then the leaf. Oh. So, and I think for these ones, again, made it so that someone else has to press something when you finish giving the response. I'm not sure if that's necessary. And obviously it then doesn't quite make so much sense to have the thing appearing underneath.
Touch both of the tables.
Okay, so this is, again, slightly more complicated to program because there are two different ways of getting it right.
Touch the frog and then the cake.
Frog, then the cake.
Touch the large red balloon and then the small green balloon.
So here there's,
Try again.
okay, wrong. I think that's why I made it so that you had to say when you'd finished doing the sequence, because obviously that was wrong.
Touch all of the animals except the lion.
Again, this one's a bit more complicated to program because you've got to press those three in any order.
Touch the television before you touch the bicycle.
Cool. I think that gives you an idea anyway. That's about as complicated as it gets. But obviously you could make it more complicated if you wanted to.